we have Earth Day 365 days a year, whereas America has Earth Day 1 day a year. And we want to leave our farm in better shape for the next generation so that they can enjoy it as well as we did.
Congressman Tipton, welcome.
Thank you. Pleasure to be with you.
Looking at your bio, noticed that you ran for the Colorado legislature in 2008 and decided to run for the United States Congress from Colorado in 2010. What has prompted you at this point in your life to enter public service and particularly make the run for Congress?
You know, I'm a small businessman. Grew up on the west slope of Colorado. Have ag roots, obviously, growing up in my region of the country. And as I traveled around our district in our state, we saw a lot of challenges, and many of those challenges are really coming from the federal government. When I visit with a farm and ranch community, potato farmers in the San Luis Valley, they were talking about oppressive regulations that were inhibiting their ability to be able to grow their businesses, to be able to provide for their families. Talking about trade issues, our ability to be able to export our products, and again, to be able to create dollars, to be able to provide for our communities, and to be able to grow a business. We've got a lot of challenges, and I hope to be able to bring to this process that small businessman's approach, that something we all understand. We can't continue to spend more than we have. We've got to be responsible with the dollars. We have to be able to prioritize, and we have to be able to plan for the future.
We've just come off a month-long congressional recess where I'm sure you had an opportunity to interact with a number of your constituents back in the 3rd District. What did they tell you? What's their feeling about how the country is doing right now?
You know, the message that we continue to hear is it's truly about jobs. It's about the economy, being able to get people back to work. For the first time in my life, I've been through a few recessions. You always heard Americans say, people in my district say, it's going to get better. It'll be better next year. Now, for the first time, people are beginning to wonder, is it ever going to get better? I've never heard that before. We have an obligation to get this economy moving. It will not happen with more federal spending. We've tried that. It did not work. We've got to be able to stimulate the private sector of this country. We've got to be able to have real tax reform. We have to be addressing truly oppressive regulations which are inhibiting businesses' abilities to be able to really grow. And remember, Washington does not need the money more than the people who actually earn it. They need it to be able to provide for their families.
You serve on the Agriculture, Small Business, and Natural Resources committees. And on small business, you chair a subcommittee on agriculture, energy, and trade. And I noticed that that subcommittee, prior to the August recess, held a hearing specifically on a proposed regulation that is of great interest to ranchers in this country, and that being the USDA Grain Inspection Packers and Stockyards proposed rule on livestock and poultry marketing practices. Why did the subcommittee have a hearing on this particular issue, and what did you learn from it?
You know, I think in particular it points again to what I just mentioned. The GIPSA rule, we start talking about government regulations, businesses' ability and to be able to deliver that product and to actually be able to provide a service and be able to earn income. As we get more oppressive regulations and we continue to see more coming down the pipeline, this is where the problem is. This is the point of the subcommittee meeting, to be able to shine the light of day on government solutions create problems in the private sector. It's not that all regulations are bad, but it's overreached, overstretched, overregulated, and it's truly impacting our farmers and ranchers' ability to be able to really create a living.
Tell me about your district.
You know, we have the 8th largest congressional district right now in the United States, based on if you aren't a complete, where your state isn't the entire district. So, huge area, better than 54,000 square miles. And we have the Rocky Mountains. And I often tease my friends from Texas that if we flattened it out, we'd be bigger than Texas. Huge area, very diverse. We go from high-end resort areas to some of the poorest areas in the country. Have small manufacturing, a lot of retail, a lot of agriculture that goes through our districts. And so we've got a lot of different issues. We get out, we work hard. We're on the road virtually every day.
What business were you in before you entered public life?
I work in Native American arts. We have a small manufacturing facility, work with members of the Ute and Navajo tribes. We wholesale out the goods that we make, and then we have a retail location as well.
And Representative, thanks again for the time.
Thank you so much.